Over the summer is when I kind of got into a rut. Like I just didn't really know the food that I wanted to make, but I'm currently in the best routine that I've ever been in my life. Show me, come here. Come show me. Oh, okay. Mom's just making her coffee. Oh yay, they look pretty. Okay, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I love to do this, and I prep dinner in the morning. So I like to always say I prep my proteins, and this is what I've been making a lot, and you guys wanted to see how I do it, and it's basically my breaded chicken cutlets. I get an assembly line going, and I like to use almond flour. You just want to pour that on a plate, and next to that is a bowl of 2 eggs, and you just want to beat them. And then I use Italian breadcrumbs. You can also use panko as well. And this is a little trick I got from my grandma. You want to add some Parmesan cheese. It's the Italian way. And add it in your breadcrumbs and just kind of mix it all together. And there is your assembly line. You start with the flour, the egg, and the breadcrumbs. That's your order. And you only want to use one hand. You want to have your wet hand, which is the hand that touches raw chicken, and then you want to have a dry hand. I think I show it at some point. Like, hey, how you doing? There we go. A nice clean hand so you can touch other things in the kitchen. So you go from flour, egg, to breadcrumbs, and then you put it on your baking sheet. Then what you want to do is pour oil on top. So I'm using olive oil, but I mostly use avocado oil. We were just out. And you just add that on your chicken, and you want to bake for 8 minutes. Then you're going to take them out, you're going to turn them over and bake for another 8 minutes, then take them out and turn them over and bake for another 8 minutes at 400 degrees. So in total, they will bake for 24 minutes at 400 degrees, and that will make sure they're nice and crispy and delicious. Then I get my meal prep container out, and I will add the chicken. They come out so good. I usually make like 5 to 6. I have another baking sheet in the oven right now as I film this. They just come out so tasty. And then I also like to prep pasta for my daughter and husband. They love to eat the chicken cutlets with pasta, and it's just a super simple meal prep. I like to eat mine with salad. And then we go to the farmer's market. Wow, Violet, you're at the market? Okay, so we just got back from the farmer's market. I also got a polish change. I can't sit and like get my nails done anymore. It's like not like pampering and fun anymore now. Being a mom, I'm like, there's so many other things I want to do. So a hack I have, if you're a busy person, just ask to get a polish change, and then they look nice and clean. They don't look like perfect up close because you can see the cuticles and all of that, but they just like look clean from afar. And then it's quick and cheaper too, because you're just getting a polish change. But anyway, just got home, had my water bottle with me. We also had to run a few Sunday errands, and now it is 12 and I'm going to be having my first meal. But first, I want to show you guys my progress, because if you've been following me since my postpartum journey, I was just super transparent in what my body looked like since getting home from the hospital, and through all of like just postpartum, just have showed you guys that it's not perfect and it's a journey and all this. But anyway, I wore a bralette on purpose, so I was like, okay. I've honestly been wearing these bralettes anyway because they're just so cozy, but this way I can show you guys my stomach and my progress. Because on top of just having my stomach always be my problem area, like everybody will put on fat and hold fat in different places. Some people, it's their arms or thighs or stomach. We all have like a different area where we store more fat. So for me, it's always been the stomach, even before having my daughter. Like if I gain just 2 pounds or 3 pounds, that's exactly where I see it. I've just been really happy with my progress, but also too, I did get ab separation when I was pregnant, recti. Anyway, a lot of people shorten it and call it DR. And it's basically just the separation of your abs. So a lot of workouts that my trainer gave me the idea to do, and like kind of like homework. So it's not something that I do in the class just because we don't like to use that time for that. We more so lift weights. But if anybody else struggles with their stomach or the ab separation from giving birth, then this is an exercise he has me do. And I basically just like flex my abs and like hold. And actually the doctor that delivered my baby, ever since I went and got my checkups and stuff, he also told me that exercise, just like flexing your abs and doing breath work. And there's a ton of workouts you could do with ab separation. But yeah, so not only am I happy with my progress, but my ab separation has like gone away. So I'm so happy. It really took over a year to just see progress and all of that. I just like wasn't the mom that bounced back 2 months later, 4 months later, 5 months later, a year later. Violet just turned 15 months. So it literally took me that long to look in the mirror and say, this is my progress. So just wanted to throw that out there for anybody that is being hard on themselves. And even if you didn't have a baby, you just want to lose weight, like being hard on yourself, that like literally does not work. What works is creating a plan, sticking with it, and having the discipline. And we'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But for now, I want to show you one of the meals I have been making every single day. My daughter has it as well. So even though I do like to intermittent fast, I still like to have a breakfast food when I do break my fast. So usually I break my fast with a smoothie. I show all the time when I get home from the gym, even in videos too, that I like to come home, make a smoothie, add protein powder, and that's my first meal. That's what I usually break my fast with. This smoothie is by Daily Harvest. I've talked about them for a long time on my channel. They really remind me of my postpartum journey. Like right when I got home from the hospital, I did have Daily Harvest waiting for me in my freezer, which was so convenient. If you are wanting to get back on track and like get into a healthy lifestyle, they have so many different plans you can pick from. They have low calorie things you can pick from, just a variety of things. And it's healthy food, good ingredients, but it's stuff that goes in your freezer. So it's super convenient. You just pull it out when you need it. But anyway, this is what I'm going to be having tomorrow. So tomorrow is when my workouts start again. And this is my favorite flavor. I've tried so many flavors on Daily Harvest website, and my daughter's is the strawberry peach. I think it's strawberry peach. That's her favorite one, and she's so cute. She drinks it out of a straw. And mine is the mint cacao, just because it is so tasty and it tastes like mint chocolate chip ice cream, which is one of my favorite ice creams. So how I'll use this is I will pour this in my blender, then I'll add a scoop of protein powder, whatever milk I'm using at the moment. Right now it's oat milk. Blend it all up, super simple. And I just love the packaging. I love that you pour it right back into the container it comes in. You add a straw, easy on the go. But this is what we're having today. This video is also in collaboration with Daily Harvest, so I will have a code for you guys. So I only work out 3 days a week, so I save the smoothies for that just because they make it a lot faster to just like pour that in, and that's already the base of the smoothie. This is their oat bowl, and you can have this cold and make like cold oats, but I like to have this warm, and especially with the weather, I mean, you could tell by my outfit, today is like 30 degrees. It's so cold in New York that this has been my favorite breakfast. So even though I wait till 11 or 12 to eat, I still always start with like some kind of breakfast food. I don't know why, I just can't go right into like a sandwich. And then the other thing that I love about Daily Harvest is all the ingredients are on the side: banana, spinach, cacao, cashew, chlorella, strawberry, oats, berry, flaxseed. And then it also shows you the nutritional facts and calories. If you're somebody that you like to count your macros, you can totally do that with Daily Harvest. I don't. Everyone asks if I do to see progress. For me, I rather just plan my meals ahead of time, know what I'm having, and then just stick with those meals. And that's what works for me. I just opened the oat bowl and you can see the fresh ingredients. Just pour that in my pot. And then it just says to add a half a cup of milk of your choice. I'm using oat milk. I just poured it in. Only took 2 minutes, or you can make this in the microwave as well. I just like cooking everything on the stove. This flavor is so delicious. I have had it before, that's why I wanted to get a repeat. And what I love about Daily Harvest is like there really isn't anything like it. Like you can't go to the grocery store and find good quality frozen food. Not like this, where everything is super fresh. It'll help you with your fitness goals, help you stay on track, and especially this holiday season, like if you feel like something sweet, you should check out their healthy ice cream alternative. I've had it before. It is delicious. I used to rave about it when I was postpartum, like right when I got home from the hospital. I just wanted everything really cold. And their ice cream, it's called Scoops, but it's like a healthy ice cream alternative. It's perfect for this season. So if you guys use my code SAMOZ, you can save up to $40 off Daily Harvest. I will leave my code and my link and everything in my description box. Hey guys, so I wanted to make the last part of my video, like what I really leave you with, talking all about motivation. I have gotten so many replies to my stories whenever I'm showing you going to training or eating healthy or doing all the cooking I've been doing. I get so many replies, where do you find the energy? Where do you find the time? Where do you find this? And over the summer, I would have been that exact same person asking those questions. Like, where do you find the energy? Where do you find the time? Where do you find all this? Because over the summer is when I kind of got into a rut. Like I just didn't really know the food that I wanted to make, and I didn't know the workouts I wanted to do, and that's when I was pretty much just working out from home. And I kind of like developed this whole new, like, I don't want to say affirmation, but like a mantra in a way, where I was like, Sam, you are going to own your, and we know the word. And I just basically started saying that, like, own it. Like, instead of being like, oh, I don't like my body right now, or I know that I could eat healthier, or I know I could feel better, or I know I could do more cooking, or I know I could do all these things. Instead of like feeling like that, why not just make the shift and do it? There is so many kind things we can say to ourselves, and there's so many like ways we could say like, well, you've had this going on, and give yourself grace. And of course those are all things that are true, but at the end of the day, like there has to be some level of discipline and some level of like, how bad do you want something? So like I said, over the summer, just not in the best place with like my workouts and my eating and cooking and all of that. I realized that that's when, you guys know I always talk about this, but that's when I was doing more people pleasing, doing more of the driving, doing more of like, oh, you want to see me, Violet, and Jared? Okay, we'll come to you, we'll do this. Wasting time, like wasting way more time, doing way more for others, commitments that were way too late, and then I'd be too tired to cook, or not using my time wisely was a huge thing. Not being as organized, and yeah, and then it's easy to fall into a rut. So slowly, and I want to emphasize that I started making changes so slow, and I feel like that's why I've gotten to this point and gotten back into a routine. And in some ways I want to argue it's the best routine I've ever been in. And I have a health and wellness channel. I've lost weight before, I've seen abs before, I've gotten my butt to the gym, but I'm currently in the best routine that I've ever been in my life, and it makes me really proud of myself. And I'm gonna just share some of the best tips for you guys if you want to change things and all that. The first thing is, before you can even make small changes, before you can even do anything, the first thing is you have to get your life organized. You really do. You need to schedule out your day and see, what are you doing when you wake up? What are your work hours, school hours, or whatever it might be? Like, what's the majority of your day? After I figured out that, I realized that there was like a lot of dilly-dallying time for me. And a couple things for me were makeup. I was spending so much time like getting glam for videos, when really, like, when I really go back and look, like, yes, there's some days that I like my makeup more than others. Today I literally just did a tinted moisturizer, the one by Laura Mercier, cream blush, you can kind of see it, lip gloss, and mascara. I have no eyeshadow on. You just really need to see like where can you fix your schedule so that you can optimize more time. And maybe you could start doing two things at once. Like when I'm making my protein and prepping my protein, that's when I like to listen to a podcast or watch a video, because that is time for myself. The second thing is really my biggest tip, and it started giving me, no, maybe my third thing is my biggest tip, but my second thing is really high up there. And I went into it like, Sam, you're just gonna do one thing at a time, just one thing, one foot in front of the other. You're going to take it so slow this time, because I'm somebody that I love healthy habits. I love hearing what works for you, and I realized that for myself that I need to start doing one thing at a time. I started making the changes in September, and now when I'm making this video, we're in November, and I'm finally seeing results. And just, yeah, it's more motivating when you start seeing results. Going back to one foot in front of the other. So in September, I knew I needed to change my diet, and I knew I needed to cook more, and I knew I need to do all the things, but I said, just gonna do one thing, and I signed up for personal training. And I always go back to that, how important that was for me. It's so important because it's a set time, it's money. So these are things that get me to show up. Just kept up with that for a couple weeks. I didn't change my eating. I didn't change cooking more. We still went out for pizza sometimes. Still had like more sugar than I wanted in my diet, but I just said, you know what? I'm just keeping up with this. Then by week 3, I said, you know what? I want to like limit my sugar where I can. So I started just using half and half in my coffee in the morning, and I started cutting out my glass of wine at night. Then once I started filming October, so that's the series I do every October, I started to cook more. So that series just kind of got me on track, because I wanted to cook for you guys and make healthy meals. And that was phase 3. And in that phase, I realized with cooking and cooking for my daughter and my husband, that protein was so important. And that's when I started finding hacks and prepping the protein, because I was doing way more cooking, and I was like, wait, this is not sustainable. I can't make a healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. So that's where using things like Daily Harvest really helps, and that's where prepping your protein really helps. I started prepping my proteins and getting dinner together kind of like early in the day. Like after I'd get home from my workout, I would just stay in my workout clothes, get the proteins and everything ready for dinner. I get tired at night, guys, especially when it gets darker earlier. I get so tired. So it was nice having that step already done. Phase 1, getting the workout together, showing up, being consistent, and doing it. Do that for 3 weeks. Then from there, where's the next thing that you can work on? Okay, for me it was sugar. Still wasn't eating the cleanest, but I was cutting out the glass of wine at night, and I was cutting out the sugary coffee in the morning. Done. Then the third phase was meal prepping, and I'm in such a good routine. It all came together. But look at the timeline. It started in September, and now we're in November. It wasn't just something that I just changed all in 1 month. And that's what I've done in the past, and that's why things weren't sustainable. Because imagine tomorrow you wake up and you're doing a new workout routine. You're sore, you're uncomfortable, like you're working muscle groups you're not used to with a trainer. And then you're also cutting out sugar, and then you're also meal prepping, and you're so tired. And let's not forget, your day-to-day is still the same. Like you still have to go to work, or you still have to go to school, or take care of your kids. So there's still so much that you need to do when you're an adult. Honestly, if you think about it, doing it and grouping it into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 is how you're going to have sustainable weight loss, fat loss, put on muscle, whatever your fitness goals are, that's how you're going to do it. And my last tip with motivation and being consistent and doing all that is to set a juicy goal. And for me, it's not the scale because I don't have a scale at my house and the one at the gym is broken. And honestly, weight loss just isn't motivating for me. Sometimes I gain weight when I'm working with a trainer and lifting weights. My goal is going to sound so beyond silly, and I thought about not even saying it out loud or putting it in a video, but maybe by saying it out loud and putting it in a video, I will hold myself accountable. But I have not really worn a bathing suit all summer, all spring. And honestly, I can own and say that that's a problem with myself and that I should just embrace my body in all forms. You know, having a baby last year, give myself so much grace, and I can say that out loud. I can give that advice to others, but at the end of the day, I'm just being honest and vulnerable in this video that I just have not felt comfortable wearing a bathing suit. I just didn't. Especially with nursing, I felt like none of my tops fit anymore. Honestly, I really regret that. I regret not just embracing it over the summer and saying like, whatever. I set a goal in September when I started personal training that no matter what, when I go away for my birthday, which is the end of this month, the end of November, November 27th, when I go away for my birthday, I am wearing a bathing suit, whether I've hit my goals or not, and I am going to like it. I know that this might sound really silly to some people, or some people might take this in a negative way, and I really hope that that's not the case. I really hope that you can learn from my mistakes or learn from things that I've already want to go back and change. And I wish I just wore the bathing suit last summer, and I just wish I, you know, went in the water and had fun and said screw it. But there was just this part of me that just felt so insecure about my body since having my daughter. Regardless if I still think I need to lose weight or tone up more or whatever the case may be, it's not about that. It's about owning the moment that you're in right now. Admitting what we want to ourselves can be really scary, and yeah, it's like the first step. So write down your goals, put it in a notebook, and just keep that in the back of your mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out Daily Harvest. I will leave my link and code, everything you need, in my description box. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.